Well, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Youth Leadership Conversations with Anna and Edward. I am Principal Edward Gordon,
And I'm Anna Banks.
and we are so glad that you have tuned in for another amazing episode where we talk more about youth leadership. So today, Anna is going to talk about how to raise children to be good leaders. I'm turning right over to you, Anna.
Well, thank you, Edward. I really enjoy our sessions, and I really pray that they're bringing value to parents and to guardians, anyone who is serving youth. So this particular episode is about how to raise children to be good leaders. Now, it's been said, from countless areas, from countless people, that leadership starts at home. And I know for myself, and I believe also for you, Edward, that was where it started. Now, it may just be that, leadership is starts at home in part. But the early training does really lend itself to additional responsibilities that children can develop. So if you'd like to know a couple of tips, just a few, on how to raise your children to be good leaders, let me give you three. The first one is teach them to think. I can't tell you how many times when I was growing up, and even with my nephews and sons and adopted sons, I'm always saying to them, can you just think? But then I now realize that I have to take some responsibility for that. Why? Because in public school, private school, in our education system, they often teach children what to think. They don't necessarily teach them how to think. And so let us partner with the schools in teaching our children how to think. And how do we do that? First of all, we can give them some age-appropriate reading assignments that express a particular point of view, and then ask what their thoughts are on that. We can encourage them to read things that cover a variety of viewpoints. And again, ask them whether they agree with it or they don't agree with it, and why. Okay. The next point that I'm going to ask you to consider is to teach them organization. Now, this may be a little bit challenging for some parents and adults who are not quite as organized as they would like to be. But we still have some responsibility in teaching our children some organization. Now, let me just give you one example of how you can do that. First of all, think about giving them a calendar and then show them how to track some of the activities that they're doing during the day. Then you can review it with them so that they can actually see what they've done, when they've done it, and how long it possibly took them. And so that is, that teaches them that type of organization. Now, the third thing is to ask them for arguments. Now, hold on. Don't start throwing things at me. I'm not telling your children to argue with you. What I am, though, encouraging you to do is to teach them the art of arguing or debate. So, and it has to be done in a way that is not in anger or out of anger. And what this does when you're teaching your children how to argue or asking them for arguments, what this does is this shows them how to analyze and then present their case or present their reasons for what it is that they are experiencing. And it also shows them how they will achieve a goal. Okay, so those 3 points, just to recap, are to teach them to think, not what to think, but how to think. The second thing is to teach them organization. Teach them to manage their time and to keep track of how they are using their time. And then the third is to ask for arguments, or I'm going to say debate, so that they can start to think critically and be able to present their case or their argument to achieve a specific goal. So that's it for today, Edward. Back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Anna, for sharing these insights on how to raise children to be good leaders. And I just want to encourage everyone to go to the website, youwillthankus.com. Again, youwillthankus.com. And that's where you will be able to download a complimentary copy of this ebook that tells you all these amazing strategies of how to support your youth leaders, your children, to become leaders. And this is for parents, this is for school leaders, and anyone that has agencies or community agencies that support youth. So we definitely encourage everyone to go to the website, youwillthankus.com, to download your complimentary ebook with all this great information. Also, you can reach out to Anna Banks or myself, Edward Gordon, by email at waveyouthleadershipnj@gmail.com. Again, waveyouthleadershipnj@gmail.com. And we are both here to support you and have conversation with you about how we can support the youth leaders in your schools, your churches, and also throughout the various communities. So once again, thank you for tuning in for this broadcast, another youth leadership conversation with Anna and Edward. And tune in next Wednesday at 1:10 p.m. for more strategies. Have a wonderful afternoon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye now.